Should you have come to BOUNCE'S Seminar? That's the million-dollar question that we're going to get into in this video. Getting ready to go to BOUNCE'S in-person seminar today. It's being held at Rich Mix, and I'm going to give you guys a review. I'm going to leave an honest review, an honest critique as well, because I'm interested in hearing what he's going to be talking about. Cool, the subject is strategies for artists, aka musicians, but a lot of the time, and this is coming from me, somebody who's a creative consultant who works with a lot of artists, it's all cool with the external strategies, learning about social media, but what about the mindset? What about the internal strategies? So let's see what Bounce is going to say. I don't know if I'm going to be able to film whilst I'm there. I may try to do some sneaky iPhone things. Can't speak, you know what I'm talking about. So if the quality changes, it's because Bouncer has not allowed me to take my camera. He should do. He should. I'm a budding content creator. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm just getting ready. I'm just packing my bag. I'm not trying to be on black timing. And yeah, I'm going to bring you with me. Let's get to it. Okay, so we're literally waiting for Bouncer. We've got 10 minutes. The energy feels really good. A lot of people over here in the conversations, networking already. People talking about music, management. So the energy is good. I'm debating, should I start a conversation? But I'm actually quite shy in these situations, and I don't really believe in forcing conversation. And plus, there's actually no one sat next to me. I'd have to fully just turn around and be like, hey. But yeah, we're waiting, and I think we will be allowed to film. I haven't seen any notices, so if I am, cool. It all depends on how long my battery lasts. I also don't necessarily believe in like filming people without their permission, so I'm not gonna do like a little swivel around. But yeah, there's a lot of people here, predominantly men. Oh, Bouncer's just arrived, hold on.
Test. How you doing, everyone? You look good? Nah, man, you don't sound too low. How you doing, man? Thank you for coming, man. Thank you for traveling. Personally, apologize for the cancellation from the previous event. Today, obviously, for me, music, building your personal brand, marketing, I felt like I wanted to get the right people on the panel that can focus on each individual topic. For me, is personal brand is everything. Show your talent to the world. How is more consumer going to listen to your talent? How are they going to listen to you? Yeah, your music's amazing, but how are we going to get your music out there? And I think that's where the issue is. Do you know what I mean? In terms of, okay, cool, there's hundreds of thousands of musicians releasing music every single day. What makes you more different than others? And I feel like building your personal brand side of things is something that we always forget about, because we feel that you look on TikTok and you feel like, oh yeah, you have to dance or you have to do certain short form content just to push your sound out, but they also want to know other stuff about you. Do you know what I mean? They want to know.
Bearing in mind that the seminar was like 3 hours, 3.5 hours, I'm going to chop up all the key pieces that I think you would want to know, the things I found the most illuminating, the most useful. Let's first get into the panel, because the panel was actually sick.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? How are you all doing? Good. It's great to be here.
What's up, brother? How you doing today? You okay? If you just want to take up one of the mics on the seat just there. Next up, we've got, don't kill me for like slaughtering my pronunciation right now, Malika to the stage. Come sister, come join me. Let me give this some more energy. Our first female to the stage. Anyway you like, my lovely. Take off a mic. Have we got Mr. UK Loves in the building today? Well, Mr. UK Laughs, can I get a huge round of applause for my brother? Pioneering this social media thing. Trust me, man. Yeah, I got a mic for you here, my broski, don't you worry. Yeah, my bro. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm missing one more person. My brother, SK, all the way from Croydon, you know. Finesse Forever in the building today. And this is like our Avengers Assemble right here. We got everyone representing different crafts and, you know, things in the industry that help you leverage your career path. Who are we starting with today?
Cool. It's nice to be here. Big respects to Bouncer. Thanks for putting this all together. My name's Kenny Barber. I work at an organisation called PRS for Music. Anyone ever heard of PRS? Yeah? Any members? Put your hand up so I can see who, and whoever's not, you're now and up. Okay. So I'm a relationship manager for Black Music at PRS. Essentially, that means I work in the membership department, so I handle all of Black music from our writer relations and our publishing relations. So that could be anyone as big as Burna Boy, for example, or Wizkid and his camp, or someone that is literally signing up to PRS for the first time. So I will go out and do seminars just like this, conferences, panels. I go to schools, universities, colleges, so on and so forth, just talking about essentially what it is that PRS do and how we support all of our members. So we essentially work in
a company called Freckleface Music. Reason behind the name and the logo is inspired by 90s pop culture, and if you guys remember a cartoon called Rugrats where there was a character called Chucky, the idea was about how oversaturated the industry was. So I started at university. I didn't want to just go to university, just do a degree, do the paperwork and have nothing to start with. I actually made my dissertation a real life project. And it's been a slowly growing business over the years, going in different directions. Initially just starting off in management. I manage an artist day to day by the name of Shay Shay.
My name's SK, 34 years old. Yeah, I know I don't look 34. But yeah, I do everything within the music industry. So predominantly I run a management company, a record label, but also consult for many clients in publishing, admin, marketing.
Online, I used to be on Listening Party on Link Up TV where we review albums. I was on Amory Don's channel as well, just doing monologues about artists that I liked. I literally was a fan of music. From then, I got my first job at Warner Records as an urban marketing assistant, which meant black music, doing black people doing black marketing and music, basically. And
when I'm messy, they call me UKL. I'm one of the biggest bloggers in the rap scene right now, the UK rap scene. I cover everything from the good, the bad, the ugly. Because sometimes we need to know the ugly to understand the good as well, you know what I mean? Let's say a diss song's popping off, it's charting. We want to know what certain things in that diss song means.
As you can see, a lot of talent in the room, a lot of greatness on the stage, which is why that seminar, I would say, yeah, like it was worth going to, because it's about that proximity. Proximity is so important when you're chasing your dreams. If you are around people who are not reflecting back potential, growth, ambition, it keeps you small. You can't tell a group of people, damn, like I'm gonna make $1 million one day, if they haven't got the same ambition, because they're gonna look at you like, bro, you're crazy, or they're gonna laugh at you, make you feel stupid, or just project negativity on you. So, you know, being in a room, taking the time and effort to seek out these opportunities, to be around like-minded individuals, to be in a community, very, very, very important. You know, I mentioned at the beginning how the energy of the room, like it was vibrant, it was positive. I wasn't sitting in a room full of bums. I was sitting in a room full of people engaging with their dreams and their desires, hungry to learn. I loved it. And, you know, this is kind of off topic, but Bouncer, or anybody from Bouncer's team, if you're watching, you know, at the moment, there's been a lot of YouTube videos being made about different content creators or different black men in the scene that just aren't positive, let's be real. And it's a shame, because I truly believe that Bouncer can and will create a legacy of showing people what's possible. And it's about staying in alignment with the message, the key message, the core values, and not selling out for clicks. And that's actually something that came up for me when I was listening to what UKLs was saying during BOUNCER'S Seminar in relation to
like consistent music to your listeners. Dave took a 4-year break because he felt like it. Central C, DVE, they're doing a lot for us. They show up for us every year. Every year they got a hit for us. Jay Huss. Jay Huss. He disappears when he feels like it. He comes back when he feels like it. I think he dropped 2 songs last year. 2 songs in 2025.
Now you see what UKL said about how certain men, like, they don't post their music regularly, and he was implying it has a negative consequence on your relationship with your audience if you basically just ghost. This is why building infrastructure is so important, and what you mean by infrastructure is...
Infrastructure as an artist, where do you start?
I'll probably go first. I think it makes sense based on the position I'm at in the industry. So essentially at PRS, what we're doing is we are working in the publishing area of music. Anyone understand what publishing is? Publishing? It's a very, very important part of the music industry. So when we're talking infrastructure, yes, we're starting off with PRS because you don't have to have a manager to be a songwriter, but then you might be catching a bit of a wave. Someone might DM you, hey, I like what you're doing. Might be a manager, so maybe the management would be the next part of the infrastructure.
Yeah, thank you for that intro. Well, I'm not going to talk about the market because I'm going to leave that for you guys. But infrastructure, I'm going to talk about from a business acumen, and I feel like when it comes to the business as well, producers are not clued up. So to understand your infrastructure, you need to understand what you are actually doing, and that's okay. There's some artists, they're in the game just to make money. If your game is just to make a certain amount of money because you want to use that capital to reinvest into something else outside of music, your infrastructure is different. If you're an artist because you want to be the biggest selling artist in the world, your infrastructure is different. If you're an artist because you want to have collaborations or you're still finding yourself at the beginning, your infrastructure starts off different. And why that is so important, because a lot of people, that's when you get a lot of people doing the crying and begging online, the deals of this and all of that. It's because they didn't really understand their infrastructure and they weren't being realistic. I'm going to try and, because it's actually a long-winded thing, I'm going to try and do it in a smaller version so you kind of understand. Example, let's just say Bounce is an artist. He comes to me and his main is, I just want to make 100 million SK in 1 year. That's my aim. He may never reach that 100 million, but that's his aim, that's his goal. He doesn't care about the music, doesn't care who owns what, he doesn't care about anything. So what does his infrastructure consist of? 1, he wants to make a lot of music, right? Studio, production, distribution. How is the music getting out frequently? That's one aspect. Second aspect is, who does he collaborate with? What kind of deal structure does he have? More likely, a sensible distribution deal where he takes no money up front because he wants to get paid more. Does that make sense? I'm just giving you like a little baseline.
I haven't developed a good infrastructure. I'm being honest with myself. That's why, I really respect Bouncer for how he just pushes out videos every single day and multiple videos, and that is a key reason why his platform has grown. But if you're working a strenuous job or you've got kids, there's a lot of other things. This is why infrastructure is very important. How can you create a system where if you don't feel like posting one day or you fall off, well, you don't fall off, you have backups, like an ecosystem, whether that's you batch content, whether that's you recycle your content, for example. Don't be afraid to recycle your songs. When it comes to marketing, this is something I would personally argue, is about how can you tell the same story but in different ways. As somebody who, I've done a lot with my clients with social media strategy, look at your best performing content and again, recycle it. That's what your audience likes, and that is what will grow your audience. If you keep repeating content that they like, you're serving up things that they want to eat, So that can fall into developing a strong infrastructure that can prevent burnout and takes into account the realities of the human life, I would argue. It's tough out there. There's a lot of people very stressed out, and it's building infrastructure so it makes things easier. It makes it easier. Systems as an entrepreneur is also very important. how can I make money in my sleep, taking into account we only have 24 hours in a day and I can't be working 24 hours a day, which puts a cap on my finances and how much I can earn. So how can I create a system where I get paid even when I'm asleep? It's just very, very important. So I'm so glad that they mentioned that. You know, they also mentioned other things in relation to social media marketing, which respectfully, I think you could find that information, generally speaking, you can find information like that anywhere on the internet. Of course, when you're listening to someone's personal experience, it hits differently. But, you know, for me, that focal point of infrastructure, very, very, very important, very, very, very impactful. And I hope leaves a mark on you who's watching. It definitely, you know, left a mark on the people in Bouncer's seminar. You know, like I said, you could feel the energy. People, you know, a lot of light bulbs were turning on, you know. And I should mention there was actually 2 panels.
You just have to make sure you don't get off track and let yourself lose yourself doing certain things.
You're not really gonna see a lot from the second panel because my battery died, I'll be honest.
Something I would say is try to identify what are your strengths. So apart from music, like what else is there to you? Are you someone that's charismatic? Are you funny? Are you someone that maybe has an interest in dance? Like what are the things that you can showcase those things, and that's maybe another way people can gravitate to you, and then maybe they'll find you because of that, and then they'll discover your music and then say, okay, I like this also.
And also, when you, obviously my target audience, just like AP said, is to the culture. And I know when I make certain bits of content, I know what's going to get views. But then now I've been trying to make other content. So a couple of days ago, I've been coming.
Also, it was a very long seminar. It was like 3.5 hours. So yeah, definitely worth the money. How much did I pay? I can't remember how much I paid, but it wasn't crazy. It wasn't a crazy amount. And also, I think it's just important though. Like, even if, let's say it costs like a couple bags, if you can find the money, invest in yourself. Trust me, invest in yourself. And I'm so passionate about this. I even made an Instagram post how, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest with the Black community. We find money to flex with, you know, rentals, designer clothes. But when it comes to actually investing in courses, communities, mentors, suddenly we're not as fluid with our money, and that needs to change. We are our biggest investment. I understand that, you know, we're living in a time of economic strain for many people, but I've created a membership for women that's only £2.50 a week. It's called the Slow Bloom Success Club. It's been really years in the making. You know, I've been on the self-development and self-improvement journey since 2021. I've lived about 100 lives, which is the beauty of growth. So, you know, I've created a membership for women to invest in. You know, Bouncer also has a school that teaches music, marketing. You know, there's a lot of established people that provide great value. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. And you know what? That's a beautiful way to end this video. Like, let's end it on a positive one. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you things that you can go and research on, or give you a taster, help to incentivize you to seek out places that will elevate you. Again, I would love to extend an invitation to join my community if you're a woman, the Slow Bloom Success Club, which is rooted in bringing together like-minded women, helping to inspire them, but in ways that truly resist speed, you know. But I'm very passionate about avoiding burnout and, you know, doing things sustainably, providing people with value in education. My work personally is centered in growth and ambition. I said I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a go-getter. I created my creative consultancy, Die for Art by Naomi. I'll leave the link if you want to explore my website, maybe even work with me. You know, I do work with men in my consultancy. It's just the Slow Bloom Success Club that I specifically made just for women. And like I said, it's only £2.50 a week. All the information is in the link of this video. To like and subscribe. Hopefully I see some of you
as future clients or future slow bloomers. But thank you so much for watching.